Hello! We're back with another episode of Skin with Dr. Z. So this week, as promised last week, we're going to talk about mosquitoes and not getting bit by mosquitoes and the Zika virus and all of that kind of stuff. So the first and most interesting fact here, did you know that mosquitoes have killed more people than any other animal in the world? Mosquitoes, in fact, are the most dangerous animal in the world. You should be saying to yourself, mosquitoes, they don't seem that dangerous. They bite me all the time. I'm not dead. Well, that's because you don't live somewhere that has malaria. So mosquitoes are one of the insects that transmits the most disease in the world. So in Africa, mosquitoes have been transmitting malaria for centuries. These days, we're hearing a lot more about mosquitoes in America because of the Zika virus, which has everybody just terrified. First thing to know about Zika, might be new to you. You may have never heard of it before, but it's been around for a long time. So Zika's been around for 50, 60, 70 years. It's just never really been in America before. Right? So the second thing about the Zika virus, if you are not a woman who is pregnant or going to be getting pregnant, the Zika virus is not that big of a deal. It's really not that dangerous of an illness. You feel kind of sick for a couple of days, but then you're okay. Where Zika really is a big deal is, of course, for pregnant women, who it can cause problems with the children. Now, what do you do to prevent Zika? So number one, try and stay out of areas where Zika is really common, but if you're going to be in those areas, use insect repellent. And people always talk about, well, what insect repellents work, which ones don't work. DEET, D-E-E-T, right? It is the insect repellent that's been around the longest. It is by far the most effective. People get worried about it because it's a chemical and they don't want to put it on their bodies. DEET is extremely, extremely safe. Try to look for an insect repellent that has at least 30% DEET in it if you're really worried and really, really want to make sure you don't get bit by a mosquito. DEET works for a long time, probably about 8 hours. The other ones that are out there, the more natural ones, they do work some, but if I'm trying to avoid something that I'm really worried about, like Zika, or if I was in Africa worried about malaria, I would not trust myself to anything other than the DEET repellent. So that's it for this week with Dr. Z. Hope that helps with some info about Zika and mosquitoes for you, and see you next week.